There is one hotel in Disney World where you can find European vibes, some very interesting rooms, one of the best restaurants in Disney World, and even some exclusive character meet and greets. Let's talk about Disney's Riviera Resort. Today we're going to give you a quick overview of Disney's Riviera Resort so you'll know everything you need to know before your next visit to what is arguably, some say, the best resort in Disney World. I don't know, that's controversial. If you want to really find out what some of the best resorts are, you can check out my video where I rank every single one, because I've stayed in every single one. If you're considering a stay at Disney's Riviera Resort, you're going to want to watch this video. First up, let's talk about the rooms. Now this is a Disney Vacation Club resort, which is Disney's timeshare program. It means that the rooms can be rented by those who own in the timeshare program with points, but that doesn't mean it's limited to those in the timeshare program. It can also be rented via cash, or you can rent DVC points with a program such as David's Disney Vacation Club Rentals to get a little bit of a discount on these really, really nice rooms. This is the newest resort in Disney World, and it has 300 guest rooms, including studios and 1, 2, and 3 bedroom villas. Now, interestingly, this resort has some of the largest hotel rooms in Disney World with those bigger suites. It also has some of the smallest in Disney World. Riviera Resort offers Tower Suites, which sleep just 2 guests in 1 queen bed. They have a huge bathroom, like a shockingly big bathroom, but the room themselves very, very small, and they are in those towers on the sides of the hotel. This resort opened in 2019, and the rooms, as well as much of the resort, are inspired by Walt Disney's travels through the south of France and the European Riviera. Riviera is located in the Epcot Resort area. It is on the Skyliner, so you can take a Skyliner to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or other hotels like Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, Art of Animation, Pop Century, or any of the resorts on the boardwalk. That Skyliner can take you all around Disney World. It's a great transportation amenity. There's also bus transportation to anywhere the Skyliner doesn't go. And Riviera is pretty centrally located, so transportation times aren't that long. Now, one thing to notice is that Riviera, with that theme, does have some pretty exquisite detailing. There's hidden Disney characters in the carpet. There are these stunning floor-to-ceiling, back-to-floor mosaics in this tunnel when you enter from the Skyliner that show Tangled and Peter Pan. One of my favorite details at any Disney hotel, and certainly one worth looking at in Riviera. When it comes to sort of the vibe that people feel about Riviera, some people love it. They think it's a beautiful resort. A lot of people have bought like their DVC timeshare location as here because it's such a gorgeous resort. There's sometimes views of the Epcot fireworks. It's very close to Hollywood Studios and Epcot in a prime location. Others consider the rooms a little bit of a ripoff because of how small those tower suites are, especially if you're paying cash. And some people consider the design to be a little lackluster compared to some of the more grand Disney hotels like Disney's Wilderness Lodge or Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, if you are interested in looking at this resort from a Disney Vacation Club perspective, they do have showrooms, and you can come speak to the Disney Vacation Club cast members here at Riviera, and they'd be happy to show you some of the rooms that you would be buying into. Now, if you're a regular guest, I do highly recommend booking by renting DVC points, like through a service like David's. If you are going to pay cash, these rooms are going to be very, 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 very expensive, and maybe not worth the money, because Disney does kind of sell those at a markup. One of my favorite details about Riviera Resort is that the hallways have original art that was created for the hotel. It's very beautiful, and it does repeat. It's not like every frame is the same. Like, I've passed the sprint already at the other direction, but if you're ever paying a visit to Riviera to eat or staying at Riviera, I highly recommend checking out the art in the hallways because it is very beautiful. Now, remember I mentioned that some people consider this resort to be a little lackluster. I think a pretty great example of that is this lobby. This is a very nice lobby. It looks comfortable, has this beautiful window out into the grounds outside, which are beautiful and we'll talk more about. But there are a lot more grand lobbies at Disney World, and this one just doesn't seem to live up despite being one of the more expensive resort hotels. Theming-wise, Riviera is also home to Voyager's Lounge, which is one of my favorite little sitting areas in Disney World. It's this very small lounge that is decorated with actual items from Walt Disney's travels in these glass cases on the wall. It's lined with books, and there's always like European versions of Disney music playing. It's very, very relaxing, and one of my favorite activities to do to escape the crowds in Hollywood Studios, for instance, is to take the Skyliner over here, grab a coffee at Le Petit Cafe, and take a seat in Voyager's Lounge. You can see the inspiration of the hotel pretty clearly here, where there's this wall of photographs of Walt Disney on his travels with his wife Lillian. So that's, of course, where the idea for this hotel came from was that Walt spent a lot of time traveling the European Riviera. And you'll definitely notice various European influences in this hotel, like French and Italian, because the hotel is very much supposed to have the vibe of some of the grand hotels of the European Riviera. But maybe the best thing about this resort is actually going to be the food. Just off the lobby is the first example of this with Le Petit Cafe, named for the cafe that the gooses go to in the Aristocats. This cafe has, in my opinion, the best coffee in Disney World. And trust me, I've had a lot of coffee in Disney World. The best coffee is here. The best thing on the menu here is the almond cold brew, but the coffee in general is just super, super tasty. This cafe has absolutely amazing coffee. I really, really recommend coming over here if you have time to. It also becomes a wine bar in the afternoon where you can get small bites and glasses of wine. And you can take all of that over into the nearby Voyagers Lounge to just have a relaxing sort of break. It is one of my favorite things to do in Disney World and definitely a win for me. And I'm gonna get coffee right now because I can't be stopped. Please pardon this interruption while I drink this really good coffee in Voyagers Lounge and live my best life. All right, we've taken a trip outside where even though it is hot, there are people enjoying like lawn games, bocce ball, and all sorts of stuff. Because a lot of the food is accessible from here outside. So there are several restaurants here. We saw Le Petit Cafe already. There's also down here the quick service and the pool bar. The quick service is called Primo Piatto and serves up some very tasty European-inspired eats in a pretty relaxed environment. And just next door is Bar Riva, which is my favorite pool bar in Disney World. It serves up some amazing eats. It's like fully serviced with like a waiter. I will warn you, I've had some slow service there before, but the food's amazing, the vibe is amazing. It's right here, and it's just this beautiful, like, it feels like you're sitting in the Mediterranean. Highly recommend the vegetable skewer. It's plant-based, so it was recommended to me by Breedlove, our resident vegan, and it is so, so, so tasty, and you can add meat to it if you'd like, but highly recommend Bar Riva. Sometimes I come and visit Riviera just for Bar Riva as well. But the creme de la creme of Riviera dining is actually going to be located on the very top floor of the hotel. Yes, a rooftop restaurant. So high on the top floor of Riviera Resort is Topolino's Terrace. This is the signature restaurant that serves up Italian food in a very fancy environment. Serves up dinner and then a brunch or a breakfast that is breakfast a la arte, which is a character breakfast. The food here is absolutely spectacular. The environment is beautiful. Service is wonderful. And on top of that, there's an outdoor patio that you can watch the fireworks in Epcot from. They do play the music. So it's a really, really wonderful experience, kind of similar to California Grill at Contemporary Resort, if you're familiar with that. And just great for a romantic night out. It's great if you are looking for something a little fancier, or if you want that character breakfast with the kids. This one is particularly spectacular. If you do want to learn more about Topolino's Terrace, you can check out our very recent Topolino's Terrace review where we experienced both breakfast and dinner. Speaking of breakfast at Topolino's Terrace, one thing that I do want to talk about at Riviera Resort is characters. Up there at Topolino's Terrace at that breakfast a la arte, there are specialty character experiences at that breakfast. Here you can meet Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy with specialty artist-inspired costumes on. Mickey's a painter, Minnie is a poet, Daisy is a ballerina, and Donald is a sculptor. They look adorable dressed like this. It's super, super cute. And I highly recommend this character breakfast. The food's amazing, the characters are so cute, and the atmosphere is lovely. So if you want to learn more about that, go check out our recent Topolino's Terrace review. Get you a restaurant that can do both, because Topolino's Terrace very much can. Just gonna note on transportation again, when you're staying at Riviera Resort, the Skyliner is just steps from your room most likely. This isn't the biggest hotel, only 300 rooms, so it's not too hard to get around. And the Skyliner station is located just under this tunnel with those mosaics we talked about earlier. And you can hop on it for one stop to Epcot, or one stop over to Caribbean Beach for transfer to Hollywood Studios, which is really awesome. Makes it a whole lot easier to get around Disney World. If there is severe weather, the Skyliner may stop if there's lightning or high winds. In that case, they will dispatch buses to Riviera, but there can be a bit of a wait. That is something that I think is a con here, that though the Skyliner is usually a pro, it can really be a bummer when it's not running. Finally, we got to talk a little bit about activities. Because this is a Disney Vacation Club resort and a deluxe studio resort, there's going to be a lot of activities that you can participate in here. Look at this beautiful view of Caribbean Beach, another amazing hotel. There are several activities that you can experience here at Riviera, many of them by the waterfront. There is a fire pit over there where you can roast s'mores, which is super fun. It's 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. 7 days a week, weather permitting, which is awesome. There are movie Under the Stars, which are different movies nightly. That's something that you can see at a lot of Disney resorts, all of them really, weather permitting. We saw, of course, those outdoor activities like giant chess, outdoor bocce ball, and there are even some daily specialty activities here, like the opening regatta, which is a race prior to the pool opening, where crews assemble at the feature pool to see who has the fastest ship in the Mediterranean. And they race, and then the pool opens after the race. I've never seen that. That sounds amazing. And also, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., there's the Riviera Grand Prix, where guests of all ages can assemble their own race cars and race them down a Monaco-inspired track at the activity lawn, which is fun as well. That's going to be right here. Just some very cool specialty stuff in general when you're staying at a hotel, especially a deluxe hotel, especially a DVC hotel. You're going to want to talk to the front desk or keep an eye on the recreation boards to see what fun activities might be in store during your stay. Pool-wise, the hotel has 2 pools. The feature pool is right here and has S'il vous plaît, which is an interactive water play area for kids that's inspired by the grand public fountains of Europe, featuring a ballet of Fantasia characters, which is super cool. And it's got that 30-foot water slide up there. So that's this big pool. There's spas and tons of chairs. I also will say the pool chairs here at Riviera are nicer than they are at other resorts. You also have access to the nearby beach. That's kind of on the way to Caribbean Beach Resort, which is very cool as well. The other pool is going to be on the quieter side. It's called Beau Soleil Pool, and it's typically a lot less crowded than the feature pool and has those nice pool chairs, the very nice vibes. So lots of great pools, lots of great activities here at Riviera. And those are the basics that you need to know if you're considering staying here at Disney's Riviera Resort. If you want to know more, if you want to look a little bit more in detail, see the rooms, kind of have an experience here at Riviera, you can go over and watch my full resort tour at Riviera Resort, where I stay in a room and take you along with me for a little bit of a staycation. I talk in depth about every single thing we've talked about today. So that should help you out a little bit in deciding whether or not Riviera is right for you. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now go watch my full tour of Disney's Riviera Resort. I'll see you there. Bye.